Caylee Hammack. What's happening?
Nothing much. I'm just making sure my eyelashes look all right.
That's the nice part about doing video calls is you can use them as a mirror at the same time. Although it,
Yeah.
although it defeats the purpose of being on camera, but still, whatever works for you, right?
My thing is, I've realized how many weird things my face does. Like when I'm talking, the movements my face sometimes does when it's making sounds. I'm like, did you have to do that? I get hypersensitive about myself doing a lot of Zoom meetings and Zoom hangs.
I do the same thing. It's like little facial expressions and tics that you don't realize you have, and you're watching yourself back on these things. And
Yeah.
in radio, we do it a lot with audio. We try to pick out crutches, like things that we rely on to make ourselves feel more comfortable. And I've realized since doing video conversations, it's like, why do I lick my upper lip so much when people are talking? It's like, what am I doing?
Oh man, I feel like if I don't have a guitar in front of me for these, I feel like Ricky Bobby. I'm just like, yeah, so the album is really great. I'm very excited about it. I just don't know what to do with my hands. I'm not used to I'm so much better at talking to people than to cameras. And it's part of the world these days.
And the worst part is, laptop cameras are not designed to be professional used. They're designed for work meetings and things like that. So it's like you get all grainy, and then at the angle, if you're taller than the camera, you have to double check that you cleaned out your nose. It's the worst. Yeah.
I know, it's the double chin angle of like, let me do the worst possible angle for you.
Right. Right.
All of your friends at work.
Talk about the new record. You got a new album coming out. I'm sure you're just overly excited. It's kind of a catch-22 because I feel like you get more focus on the music right now with not going out to play. But at the same time, when you release a record, you want to get out and show it off,
Well, we're actually doing a live stream on Friday. It's a full band show. We're using Garth Brooks' lighting system behind me. We're doing the big shebang bang because.
Hang on. I got to pick up the name you just dropped there. Hold on. Let me.
Okay. All right.
Reach down.
Just pick it up.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Let me drop another one. No, I'm kidding. It's been so much fun to make this record. And then the past 4 or 5 months, I've just been working nonstop from home, just trying to make sure that, we had this buzz going right before quarantine happened. Like everyone was excited for the music, the new tours coming out this year, Reba, Luke Bryan, Rascal Flatts. And then, the world stopped. It just stood still. And anyways, with all of that, I think everyone struggled, but I was nervous for a while, to be honest, to put out an album. But also, I feel like in this time, though I'm not getting to promote it the way I normally do, it's really the time that I feel like I've dove the deepest into some music that I just love. And I've really been deep, like even the Taylor Swift record, I feel like I've already listened to it 4 or 5 times, whereas normally I'd probably listen one time through, go back and pick my favorites maybe. It's really given me time to digest music. So I'm really hoping and honestly praying that people will take this album and go home and digest it and listen all the way through the sequencing, the way that I sequenced it. So that they can hear all of my stories and get to know me so I can get to know them.
You've got some surprises on the album with some of your fellow female rock stars that are going to be on it. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Okay. So when we were sequencing it, when we were putting them all in order of how it was going to look on the back of the CD, my manager was like, well, who do you want on this album? And I'll be honest, B-Dub, I hadn't even thought about it. I just was like, make songs, put on album, put out. I hadn't even thought of who was going to be on it. So the first 2 names that came to mind was Ashley McBryde, Tennille Townes. Those are the 2 women that I love so, so much, and I feel the closest to in this town. And after that, I keep throwing out names of people I love that I'm friends with in town. And my manager was like, well, who's like a big shot in the dark, like one big bucket list artist you'd love to work with? And I said, how cool would it be if Reba, the queen of all redheads, was on the song I wrote for my older redheaded cousin who used to get teased for her hair and hated it. I always thought it was the prettiest head of hair. And I would love to have the redhead singing on the song I wrote for my redheaded cousin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, she was willing. I mean, really, my manager just told her manager that this was a wish of mine. Her manager played the song for her and told her, and she was like, I'd be willing to sing on this. So, yeah, we met outside the House of Blues studio. And she was like, hey, I'm Reba. And I was like, I know. Why are you introducing yourself? I was like, really, like, just thank you so much. And she was so kind to me. And right before she left, she signed the lyric sheet of Redhead and she wrote, "I love you, Reba." And I literally took that and I walked out holding it like this. And I went straight to Michael's. I brought it into Michael's. I found a frame to fit it in. I put it in the frame. I bought the frame. And then I went home and hung it on my wall. I had that baby framed within 30 minutes of her signing it.
Do you feel like you would have had the same reaction if you were a blonde? I'm kidding.
No, probably not. I've never thought about that before, but I bet. Also, though, I don't know if I'd have a song called Redhead.
That's probably true. It's probably, and that's a badass song with just you singing it. I remember, seeing it in Nashville in a suite of you, just like everybody's crammed around in these hotel suites that are designed for 6 people to sleep in, and you cram 70 people into these rooms. And I remember just, it's sweaty and it's gross in there, but it just cut through, and it's just such a great song.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was. I thought the song was really fun, and then we heard Reba on it, and I was, oh man, I had to go back in though because I was like, I want to make sure that people know, like, hey, heads up, you better listen in because Reba's coming. So and I did that little part. Well, tell us how it is, Reba. And I really wanted to do Reba, but they wouldn't let me. So yeah, I got away with tell us how it is, Reba.
Okay.
To intro Reba into a song.
That's probably a little more on brand for you than the rolling of the R's. That might have confused a little bit.
Yeah,
so
isn't that cool? Oh, Reba.
Reba would have been cool. Yeah, Reba, that would work. But I think tell us how it is, Reba. That I think that works.
It fits me better. I know.
Yeah, exactly. You still playing your xylophone thing?
Yeah, I actually have it over there. I had to play it just a little ago, actually.
And that is okay. Let me be honest, because I just love having the conversation because we're not face to face a lot these days, other than with close coworkers, family, and friends. You don't see people casually anymore with the pandemic and everything going on. Is it weird as an artist when you're in the middle of an interview, especially in this setting, and someone says, "Can you play us something?" It's like, do you get uncomfortable or nervous during that? Like, you don't know who's watching behind the camera.
It is okay. So I love having live streams and getting to hang out with fans and stuff, but also I love to drink wine and goof around in my live streams. And now my team shares them to YouTube, and I'm like, guys, like this is gonna be like a 24-hour little snack of my personality,
Right.
Now it's on YouTube forever. But sometimes I'll get nervous. It took a while to get used to it. I feel like, you talking about licking your upper lip when people are talking. My worst habit so far, and it has been for a long time, is making weird sounds. Like if I can't find something, it's like a joke in my team. Everyone's like, like, oh, I can't find it. So I make all these weird sounds. And what I figured out is in these live streams, when I get done playing and I hit the last note, I'm waiting for everyone to clap, and then they don't. So then I'm like, what did you just do? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I get done with the next one. I'm like, bebop boop. Okay, what's the next song, guys?
Right.
Request the next song. And I am just making these weird scat melodies after every song. And I'm waiting for like the first arena tour I get back on. And I'm like, how y'all doing tonight? Bebop boop.
That could be maybe your next album. Maybe your next album has a scat track on it, and it's just a compilation of all your weird sounds that you make.
Okay, I love scatting, actually. Like Roger Miller, man, Ella Fitzgerald. They're two probably of my favorite scatters. But I would love to bring scatting back. What happened to that, man?
I don't know. Maybe since we can't have concerts, we can have scat fests. That's what it would be. Just a bunch of scatting going on.
I would love that.
And then you skedaddle out of there after it's. Oh, that's dad joke. I was trying to process on the fly, and it's just, yeah, you scat and then you skedaddle.
Skedaddle. I like that.
Scat-daddle would be like leaving while you're making noises. Would that be?
So one way that you can scat pretty easily is just say in 2011 in weird ways, like 2011, 2011. Like weird stuff. You just say it in different ways and it kind of works.
If this 10 minutes that we've spent together isn't a reason to go stream or download Caylee Hammack's debut album, I don't know what is.
I'm not all my music is crazy. Some are very sincere.
And you'll be able to hear that very, very soon. So cannot wait to hear all the weird noises. Love you too. Thank you for making the time. It's always good to see your face.
Oh, it's good to see you too. Beat bop out.